Yeah, it's been a wild week for the southeast coast. Thanks to Imelda and Umberto, we've seen at least 5 houses collapse. Looks like 6 at this point along the Outer Banks amidst the rip current risk and the high surf advisories, the warnings for coastal flooding. We've got it all going on for the next couple of weeks. So this week also marks the 3-year anniversary of Hurricane Ian's landfall. That was in Florida. Yeah, back in 2022. Today we've got Mike Boylan, storm chaser and blogger of Mike's Weather Page, back at it to share some of his stories with the storm. Mike, always great to talk to you. It's Wednesday afternoon, so let's get right into it. Ian, 3 years ago this past week, and this one made an indelible mark on you, didn't it?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it was a storm that was supposed to hit the Panhandle originally in Tampa, and it turned hard, and it caught a lot of people off guard, I think, because it was right in that edge of that NHC cone, and it was large, and all we had to compare it was Charlie back in the day, and this was like, who knows, 4 or 5 times worse if you were to compare. And it affected more than just the coast. It was all the way to the East Coast. It was tremendous. Yeah, it was. We're looking at some of the video right here coming in. You traveled around there, and you brought in a generator too, didn't you? Yeah, a friend of mine, Jason, has a ministry, Ring Them Bells, and Furman donated a bunch of generators, and we actually drove down there a couple of days later, and I met this lady, Annie. She reached out. We kind of let people know we were heading down there, and she needed one really bad, and so we drove to Pine Island area, and it was unbelievable. I mean, Mount Lachey is a real famous spot in that general area, and just seeing all those establishments, those mom and pop bar and grills, washed away. And it really hit me hard. It was really the first time I ever visited a major hurricane right after, seeing the blue skies, but all the damage on the ground. Yeah, it's a sad situation. And the fact is, this one made a beeline inland a little bit quicker, and it caught people by surprise because it was just south of the forecast zone. So it came in a little faster than what people thought. Yeah, I always remind people, it was supposed to be a weakening hurricane hitting maybe the Panhandle on a Friday, and it turned, meaning it was still a major on Wednesday. So in the talking points were Friday landfall, but because the peninsula sticks out like it does, it was a really big lesson on, oh my God, this is now turning. It's a major hurricane. It's not weakening. It's Wednesday now. And so many people told me they tried to evacuate. They didn't know where to go. They didn't have a plan. It was chaos because, you don't know what to do. That's it's changed my outlook on having a hurricane plan and being ready pre-season. And it's a great way to describe it too. You've got blue sky, plenty of sunshine, and you can just see the devastation that's lost right there. That's the video that we're looking from the first week of October when you got down there. So we went a little bit out of order. I want to start with that first because it's been the 3-year anniversary. Let's get up to what's happening now across the Outer Banks, Mike. And what do you make of this? The waves, and we were just talking about it before, they're not that big. I mean, they're big, but it's not as big as what we had with Aaron, yet these houses in the Outer Banks are starting to drop into the water in Buxton, one after the other. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, with this storm turning like it did, I mean, I thought we were going to have more frontline influence. So we're seeing unprecedented damages here, from a landfalling system. Again, it reminds me of what Helene did along our coast, being 100 miles offshore. It's just that constant battery, and I reminded back to Ian and Nicole on the Florida East Coast. I think there's something to this constant, just the tides never get a chance to go out. So they're always being pushed in, and it's just saturation. And it's like a boxing match. You're just pound, 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 and eventually you give out. Yeah, by round 12, you've had enough. It's like gut shot after gut shot. And what do you make of the forecast? Because these hurricanes are going to go away, but this high pressure that's building in is going to keep the winds still going. Yeah, that's what I remember when we first dealt with Nicole, was these intense high-pressure winds. It wasn't so much Nicole, the storm that came from the south. It was these crazy winds, and that's what kind of battered Volusia County and whatnot. So, yeah, it's not going to go away anytime soon, that's for sure. Yeah. Mike, this is something I'm proud of you with this one right there. I want to share something special that happened. Last week, you were honored by Florida Senator Moody with the Florida's Finest Award, a Florida's Finest Award. It's great. You got it. Check it out.
You guys have a famous person here in Oldsmar. I mean, Ransom Eli Olds got nothing on Mike, the weatherman. Was proactive, diligent, hardworking, took great strides, and in that, saved lives. I am presenting to you, Mike, Florida's finest award. Congratulations.
That is terrific, Mike. I am proud of you, my friend. Senator Ashley Moody handed that out to you last week. Tell me about how this all happened.
Yeah, it was probably the biggest shock of my life, to tell you the truth, because our city was being awarded from the Senate for a video that we did called A Pledge to Evacuate. And I was part of that, so I was just proud to be there, thinking that's what I was there for. And our city was receiving this award. And then all of a sudden she started making eye contact and, and it was like, then she starts, and it's like everybody knew it but me. And it was, I can't even describe it, Bob. I mean, I sit in my chair. I started doing this in 2004. Never dreamed, where it would go, what it was going to be. And, you take a lot of heat. You read a lot of criticism. You wonder if it makes impacts. But then when you hear stories like that and what she had to share with me with how many people actually watch and listen, it really, it's surreal. It really hits you hard. And but yeah, I appreciate it. It was a big moment. I'm glad you got to share it. And
I'm glad I saw it.
I try to be humble. But
no, it's great. You deserve it. I mean, it is great, but you're right. You start reading some of the comments when you first start, and you're like, should I turn the comments off? Even I don't want to read it, but you've been plowing through it for sure. The other thing I forgot to follow up on you with, you were supposed to throw out the first pitch for a baseball game, right?
We'll have to show that video next week, man. I thought that was the highlight of my 21 years. Man, I did it. I did a video, which I'll share with you all because I had a video friend of mine follow the journey, and the day before, I practiced, and I stunk. I was thrown in the dirt. And my daughter used a line that I told her at 7 years old, like, you threw in the same spot 7 times, make a correction. And she was telling me everything that I used to give her crap about. And we had a lot of fun.
That was the Tampa Bay Rays, right? The Tampa Bay game.
Yeah, it was Rays.
Yeah, who were they playing?
It was the Red Sox.
I hate the Red Sox.
Well,
Listen, it was, but so great. I want to see that video coming up for sure,
We'll
Mike. Great. Listen, can you pitch for the Yankees tonight? Maybe.
I don't know. I threw a strike. Hey, I'll tell you what. We were going to party hard if I threw bounced it, and we were going to party hard if I threw a strike. So I threw a strike.
Nice.
Party hard.
Right. That. Listen, as long as you throw it hard, who cares where it goes? You know what I mean? Mike Boylan, always great to talk to you, my friend, and good stuff. Next week, we'll talk about maybe the Gyre coming alive for the latter part of October, because really that's all we got going after we see Imelda get out of here.
Yeah, you saw the new global tropics hazards map, obviously, and I mean, you don't want to say you can't believe nothing's going to happen. I mean, we got La Nina, we got hot water, I know. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But man, everything's in place.
Yeah, we've got it all, Mike. Well, it's as always, great to talk to you this week, Mike. And next week we'll talk to you again. Mike Boylan, Mike's weather page. Always great to talk to you, buddy. And congratulations on the award. Good stuff.
Thank you.
All right, Imelda, we're still.